A demonstration by migrant asylum seekers in Tijuana turns violent as Border Patrol agents shoot tear gas into a crowd of civilians. I'm Nathan Seelove, and this is Factually Biased. So the amount of resources that are allocated to processing asylum claims in the border at Tijuana is absolutely pathetic. The average person has to wait 2 months before they can enter the United States. And only about 60 to 100 applications are reviewed each day. Now, a sane person would look at that, especially considering the fact that there have been an influx of migrants seeking asylum within the last few months. A sane person would look at that and think, we should probably allocate more resources in order to processing these claims faster. Donald Trump, on the other hand, as usual, did not go with the sane option. Instead, he used the fact that there were migrants coming to seek asylum as a method of fear-mongering his constituency during the midterms, and he sent troops to the border in order to defend our country from asylum seekers. So, what ended up happening as a result of this continued lack of resources is that the people that have been waiting in Tijuana to have their cases processed have started to get desperate. So on Sunday, they planned a peaceful demonstration in order to protest the conditions that they've been living in. Now, during this demonstration, allegedly, there were rocks that were thrown by the protesters at border agents. And I'm not defending that. They shouldn't have done that. That was wrong. But the response was not warranted. In response to rocks being thrown, border agents shot tear gas into a crowd of civilians, a crowd of women and children. Now, the thing about tear gas is that it's technically classified under international law as a chemical weapon, which is banned in warfare. Now, because Border Patrol is considered domestic enforcement, they have access to it, but this was shot over the Mexican border, which means this could actually have been a war crime. What's really concerning about this entire situation is all the people that look at that and say, well, they flew the people through rocks, so what did they think would happen? And like I said, I'm not defending the rock throwing. But reaching the level in which you can dehumanize children because they happened to be standing next to someone that did something wrong is concerning. Those are people. Those are human beings. And this entire situation could have been avoided if we had just sent more resources to ensure that these asylum claims could have been processed faster and more efficiently. But that's not what we did. And you might argue, well, why should we have to allocate more resources into helping these people from other countries? It's not like we hurt them. Actually, yes, we did. A lot of these Central American countries that migrants are fleeing from are destabilized due to actions of the United States. We helped destabilize many of the countries that these migrants are fleeing from. So yes, it is our responsibility to take care of these people, and instead, we attack them. I don't want to justify the rock throwing. I don't want to justify any type of violence against law enforcement. But the response was not appropriate. And if you think it was, if you think that it was okay to shoot tear gas, a chemical weapon, into a crowd of women and children, you really need to reevaluate your moral compass, because that is just that is unthinkable. We need to resolve this entire situation as peacefully as possible. And the sad part is it might actually get worse from here. Because apparently Donald Trump has actually authorized the use of lethal force if necessary. And the scary part of that is that he has said that it is okay to use lethal force if people are throwing rocks. So imagine what could have happened if, instead of just throwing tear gas, if these agents had shot into a crowd of women and children. The fact of the matter is, they're authorized to do that. So that could actually happen. This could get worse. So we really need to reevaluate our priorities as a nation. And we need to call this out when we see it. Because we cannot continue to be the bully that we are. Well, that's all I got for you. Thanks for watching. Sources are in the description. And if you have any comments, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a comment down below and give it a like, a share. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. And I will see you next week.